Well, Phil, Matt, hey, congratulations on this new series from the Mysterious Benedict Society. Because I do want to say I'm a little bit upset is because they only let me watch the first 2 episodes.
Right on. Well, I'm glad that you want to watch more. That's the bottom line, right?
Thank you so much. It's been such a thrill to work on.
Well, I could tell you this. There's something about this series that I did want to watch more, because I was so upset that I had to go out and buy the book, and I'm trying to find the time to read the book before the series actually come out. But there is something about this series. Can you guys tell me why you think this series worked?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm really happy to hear that you feel that way, and I think that, you know, for us, the special alchemy of this show, if it works the way we hope it is a combination of, you know, from Trenton's book and from kind of our kind of being inspired by that book and our kind of interacting with those characters and kind of pushing out and expanding that world, is what we're chasing is a feeling, and that feeling is one of kind of a world where the characters are genuinely good-hearted and empathetic and are struggling with real issues and are struggling with, in the story, a wave of anxiety and a wave of kind of societal tumult that's both exterior and interior. And I think obviously that resonates for me in the world that we're living in. But I think our fondest hope for the show always was to create something that was both very heart and soul forward, but is very sophisticated and comedically living in a sort of refined place that people like Tony Hale and Kristen Schaal live in, and that we found with all the cast and all of our collaborators in the writing room and producers and actors, this mission to do something that felt really whole and really, again, like heart on sleeve, and to be funny as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's what I love about the books, and hopefully what we've done in the show, is that the book, it doesn't shy away from the big issues. There's a lot of kind of weighty things that it deals with and the kids deal with, and yet its overarching thing is to bring some joy and empathy to the world, and that's kind of what I think we need, and I think hopefully we've accomplished in some way.
So what was the adaptation process like for you guys, from, you know, taking the book to screen? Because obviously I haven't really read the book yet, but just by the first chapter alone, I already noticed how you guys already expanded the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, one of the bigger things, you know, the season 1 does really kind of mirror the movements of the first book, and I would say one of the biggest things that we did was kind of at one point the book really kind of shines its focus kind of almost solely on the kids and they're at the institute, and we wanted to keep the adults involved. You know, number 2 and Benedict and Rhonda Kazembe and Milligan, we wanted to keep them involved because I think we wanted a back and forth between the kids and the adults, but also we just, like, you know, we've got some fantastic actors to work with, and so characters. So that was one of the bigger challenges was keeping both sides of the equation involved.
And in any adaptation, there's a sense of that conversation between what the book is and what our kind of inspiration is, or what we hope to bring to it, and that kind of collaboration. And I think in this case, the core principles of what Trenton does were so inspiring to us, and then that allowed us to feel connected to it in a way to allow us, you know, that there's some things that are extremely close to the book and some things that are extremely different, or characters that are, you know, kind of portrayed or perceived in a very different way, but they all I think they all come from the same essence, you know, and I think tonally there's, you know, times when just we have a very specific sense of humor that gets put into the show. But again, as long as you're coming from, in our opinion, coming from that same instinct and that same kind of vision of what the world is or what it could be, then you feel like you're on solid ground.
Yep.
So for the book fans, essentially you're telling them that you won't be disappointed, because, you know, like a lot of people are always afraid of something converted from book to screen.
I really don't think that they'll be disappointed. You know, there might be someone out there, but
there's always going to be somebody.
There's always going to be someone. But I think, you know, like Phil said, you know, there are things that there's so much that you will recognize in both character and spirit, and just, you know, plot movements. There's so much that will be familiar to fans of the book. And then I think the stuff that we have invented or augmented or expanded upon or chosen a slightly different path, those are like always within the kind of tone and theme and goals of the book.
Yeah, and I think that we definitely, you know, feel a responsibility toward those characters because they are really beloved. And I know, like, specifically, I remember hearing so many kids that I know who are kids of my friends or friends of my son, who Kate Weatherall specifically, for a lot of girls, is like a really iconic person that means so much. And so I think with all those kid characters, we were very conscious of, you know, both the need to, you know, invent and expand, but also that there's an essence to them that is extremely potent in the book, and you totally get it. And our actors really embodied that. And, you know, it's always funny when you read about adaptations, people who understand the kind of the gestalt and the whole spirit, I think will be super, hopefully, excited and fulfilled by seeing these characters on screen, and they really do behave the way that they do, that you want them to from the book. But there's always someone who's going to be like, you know, the hairstyle is not exactly as the illustration was. So, you know, there'll be that. But I feel my real hope is that people who love the books will also really love the series, and people who currently love the books. And also there's a whole generation that read these books when they were kids and are now in their 20s and are like very, really excited to see these characters really mean something to them in their, you know, upbringing.
I know the cashier who rung me up for this book, she was telling me how great this book is, and I told her that it's coming out on Disney Plus, and she called me a liar. But
yeah, I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's just not right.
But that's the expectations for fans. They want, you know, they want this to be a series. But of course, because of the fact that you had to expand the world, there's going to be twists and surprises, most definitely.
Totally, yeah.
Right.
We'll send you back with a poster. You can say, "See,
here it is. It exists." For real.
Now, for season 1, do you stick mainly to the first book, or did you actually have to pull out components from other books into the season?
We really pulled from just the first book for this one, and you know, it is its own kind of discrete adventure, and it has like an end that's both satisfies the story but lets you know that the adventure can continue. And, you know, I think. And so we're familiar with the second, third, fourth, fifth book, but this is just the first.
Now, because of this newly expanded world that you guys have created for yourself, let's be honest, was 8 episodes really enough?
You know, we wondered that when we first, you know, were breaking it down, and I really think it was, because in a way, you know, we come from movies, and so the distillation of what's truly important, we knew that we could do that economically. And we also had the benefit of Todd and Darren, our show running partners, who are extremely talented and experienced TV writers, to sit there and look at it as a whole and say, like, you know, if we had 10 episodes, there are different things we could do, and different things we could, different more side avenues we could take. Like, we really love in this series that we have the ability to, it was really important to us to not have everything be just plot, 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 forward, that the vibe of this thing allows for strange oddball digressions and weird little sub journeys and obsessions for the characters. But ultimately we realized, we figured out how to do it, you know, and in that the 8 episodes hopefully feel, you know, you really would like to have more. That's our goal, you know, the same as we said at the beginning, that we wish that there could be more.
I could go off on a few episodes, you know, of just little sub journeys and backstory, you know, things and little tall tales. You know, the world definitely allows for that. But I think 8 was the right amount for this one.
Most excellent. And I know both of you been working together on the, you know, for writing so many films and such. Is it getting easier between the two? Do you guys like think like one? And now when it comes to this writing process?
It's almost embarrassing how similar we are.
It's been like that for a while.
Yeah.
You know, where we'll accidentally, you know, the way we work is we split up scenes and then we go off and then we trade and edit. And sometimes when we've accidentally thought we were each supposed to write the same scene, we come back and it's basically the same thing, which is, I guess, helpful, but also eerie. But for the most, yeah, but you know, I guess we take it a little easier on each other.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's like, I think we really like, in a way, it's like we have evolved, like we've taught each other how to write over the years in a way, so that we really rarely, it's always interesting when one of us really strongly disagrees with something the other passionately believes. And there's always some truth to it. So whenever, you know, like when we're completely in sync on something, it makes a lot of sense. And when I have something I'm really passionately arguing for and Matt really doesn't see it, I know the problem is with me, not with him.
I think the familiarity we have with each other at this point, like, allows us to each take bigger swings more comfortably and try stranger or perhaps riskier, quote unquote, riskier stuff, with a level of comfort, knowing like there's a safety net there, you know, like, you know, it's going to be received. It's going to be, you know, how it's going to be received.
Is it easier for you to approach like dramas versus comedy, or the other way around?
That's really interesting. I mean, for me, like, in a weird way, we approach everything as a drama first, whether it's a horror movie, a cop thriller, you know, whatever Benedict is, whatever you call that it's like we approach it as a character piece always. They're very different though, like, and we kind of started out, we met doing improv comedy. So we kind of started out thinking that we were going to be comedy writers, you know, and over the years we've done comedy, like, you know, the ride along movies, obviously, and things like that, but we've probably done more drama, and it's just kind of interesting. It's like they're different and the same, because the kind of comedy that we've done, even ride along, which is definitely a comedy, is not the kind of comedy that is, you know, there's a type of comedy that I just admire that I could never do. That's just like joke, kill, you know, and that type of process I think might be very different. I've never done it, but the kind of comedy we do feels pretty congruent with the way that we approach telling other stories too.
That is most excellent. And I'm excited already for another ride along. I didn't bring it up. You guys did.
I would love it. I mean, there's a third script, and it's our fondest like hope that we can get that going someday.
Those are a blast to work on.
Those so much fun, and the whole team of those is so great. So one day when all those schedules line up, we're hopeful that it comes back. But
we'll see. You know, that'll be terrific. And one more thing before I let you go, and the thing is, the person that I think that stole the show so far from the episodes I have watched is Tony Hale, because I didn't even know it was Tony Hale in that role. What do you guys think about him? You know, playing Mr. Benedict for a series like this.
We felt so fortunate that he wanted to do it because he was our first choice, and and he had and soon and like kind of our only choice, because we just saw he's just the funniest person, but he's also got this soulfulness and thoughtfulness and empathy that the show needs. And so he at once can be incredibly moving, but he's always going to make you laugh. And so you know, to me, this is almost like a Peter Sellers type of role, and I thought that, and I think Tony is that kind of performer. So we just felt thrilled to have him.
That is terrific. Well, gentlemen, hey, thank you for speaking with me about the Mysterious Benedict Society, and now I'm just going to have to wait on Disney Plus to watch the rest of the episodes or finish up this book.
Right on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jake. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next
Take care.
time. Bye.